Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.
Hi, we're the 6th grade class of Weston Elementary. Welcome to News 6.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Klein from Weston Elementary. Welcome to News 6. With today's first story, here's Kevin Millat.
What can weigh up to a ton, has horns that grow from the side of its head, and is edible? Brian Beckstein takes us to Dave Apple's ranch to tell us more about the mighty bison.
Hi, I'm Brian Beckstein, interviewing Dave Apple about an animal called the bison. When and why did you get started raising bison?
We first seen them on a vacation when we went to Alaska. We seen quite a few in Canada, and we decided I'd like to have some. Well, and 4 or 5 years later, my wife let me fly 4 or 5 animals. We thought it would be strictly a hobby at that point.
How many do you own?
We have 7 animals here now. 3 of them are 3-year-old, and 4 of them will be coming 2-year-olds. And they weigh about, the bigger ones weigh about 1,100 to 1,200 pounds, and the smaller ones will weigh about 700 pounds.
What is the difference between bison and buffalo?
These are American bison. They were nicknamed buffalo when the Spaniards first seen them in the prairies of the West. And the easiest way to identify the difference of buffalo is like a water buffalo has a horn that goes clear across the top of the skull. And the bison have a horn on each side of the head, more similar to the domestic American cattle.
What do you use the animals for?
We raise them primarily for meat here now, and we sell the hides and the heads to Indian culture. The meat has been found to have a lower cholesterol level than fish and poultry.
Today's News 6 is produced by Weston Elementary. Our school is in Weston, which is 6 miles west of Bowling Green. Weston was founded in 1854 and has a population of 1,716.
In our next story, you will meet Steve DeWalt, who enjoys building houses all by himself. Not real houses, but miniature ones that are replicas of houses he has seen on television or places he has visited. Priscilla Iber brings us more details.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Iber, and I'm interviewing Steve DeWalt, my stepfather, with his hobby, miniature houses. When did you first start making miniature houses?
I started making miniature houses around 5-6 years ago. In my off time, I am a contractor, and I have a lot of slow time in the winter. And rather than sitting around the house watching TV, I thought it would be a good idea to try to get into a hobby. And this always interested me, these little houses that I've seen before, so I thought I'd try it, and it worked out real well.
What type of houses do you make?
I make houses that I've seen. A lot of times I visit homes and I say, oh, that'd make a nice miniature house. So I do a lot of that, and I travel around various states and I see things that interest me. And then I look at pictures that I've taken of them, and I make them.
How do you make a miniature home?
I use a lot of scrap wood that I collect. Then from there, I use a little bandsaw to cut out the material. Then from there, I use a little bit of paint, and I use a lot of pictures that I've taken of houses to get my ideas from.
What interests you most about this hobby?
It interests me most that it gives me a time to work with my hands, gives me a lot of time to think about things while I'm working, and it really relaxes me a lot. It takes a lot of hours to build a house, many, many hours, but while I'm doing it, I'm thinking about things that aren't stressful to me, so it's real easy for me to do. I really enjoy doing it.
Thank you, Steve DeWalt, for showing us how to build miniature houses. Are there subjects you love studying and others you would rather not? Well, this week's Kids View question asks the 6th graders, what is your favorite subject and why?
Hi, this week's Kids View question is, what's your favorite subject and why?
My favorite subject is science because I like to learn about microscopes.
My favorite subject is social studies because I like history.
My favorite subject is reading because I like to read.
Tom Smith may have a hand in making shooters shoot straighter. He custom designs gun stocks for serious competition shooters. Matt Bradley and Ethan Downey gives us more details.
Hi, I'm Matt Bradley.
And I'm Ethan Downey.
We're here today to interview Tom Smith of his craft in making gun stocks. What is a gun stock?
A gun stock, Matt, is the wooden piece of a part of a gun that you hang on to when you shoot it. The gun, it's just part of the gun. It's the part that your face goes against, just like right here along the cheek piece, and down across here is where your hand goes when it fits around the trigger.
How long does it take to make a gun stock?
I have about approximately 40 hours in each gun stock, from start to finish, by the time we pick out the wood and get the final process, the final finishing things on the gun and rubbed out and delivered to the customer.
What process do you go through to make one?
Well, once the customer comes and picks out a gun stock, or the blank, I take the blank and we put it on the duplicator. And the duplicator, what it does, it traces the new stock from the old stock. Then I can make any alterations that has to be taken care of. And we have the customer come back, we fit the gun to him, and we do the final sanding and do the checkering, which is the rough part of the grip where he actually hangs onto the wood. And then the final finish goes on and it's delivered to the customer.
What's so unique about this craft?
It's a one-of-a-kind business that I'm serving basically the competition shooters to help them shoot better. There's very few of us in the country that do this kind of work.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for the great interview. This week in Critics Corner, Weston Elementary chose The Talking Earth by Jean Craighead George. This book is about a modern Seminole Indian girl who does not believe the Seminole legends about talking animals and earth spirits. Because of her disbelief, she goes out into the Everglades alone to stay until she can believe. With an otter, a panther cub, and a turtle as companions, she begins to understand the world of her people. She discovers that she must listen to the land and animals in order to survive.
That's all for this week's show. Thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in to next week when the 6th grade class of Arcadia Elementary visits New 6.
Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.